most of them like this television. And my colleagues as well, daily person. Both of us are here from Kalu television. We are sent by the Nnamd to come and hear your views on some of the body issues, especially as regards the issue of your agitation for the state of Kalu. And first and foremost, I want to appreciate you for this gesture, for your participating in the work at this auspicious time to kind of have a chat with you. First and foremost, I would like to know your feelings as regards why do you think the dream of the people cannot be realized in one Nigeria, in Nigeria? Why are you clamoring for? What are the brains behind your application? Do you think if you sit down and discuss with those of power, the flag of the people can't be realized in Nigeria?
First of all, thank you very much for coming. I agitate for Biafra because everything is wrong with Nigeria. From the foundation to the mess we are in today. From the name Nigeria, which has no meaning, it basically means we're from the Niger area. As I said yesterday to a few guests that came to see me, why can't we have the Benue area? What is wrong with River Benue that the name wasn't adopted? Why River Niger? Am I answerable to a river? Or should the river be answerable to those who inhabit the surroundings of the vicinity through which it flows? These are the things that people don't understand. So from the very basic foundation of Nigeria, it's been flawed ever since. And it's still flawed till today. You talked about having a meeting and deciding and discussing, looking for a way forward. But there is none. They have not offered any meeting. People talked about the Sovereign National Conference and nothing came of it. The same politicians today who are opposed to restructuring were those that came and argued very vociferously and very vocally during the days of Nadeko for the Sovereign National Conference. Had they convened that Sovereign National Conference, there would have been any for IPAB. But because they refused, they blatantly refused to address the concerns and the issues of the people. That is why we are where we are today.
Yes, I want to take you basically on the threat by doing the Iowa youth in the north. Don't you think getting a Biafran Republic, the leaders, the Igbo people in the north might be afraid of losing their investments there in the north? Because the Igbos, the economy of the north, the Igbos are very strong there. Are you not bothered about this?
No amount of investments or wealth that the Igbos may have invested in northern parts of Nigeria that is greater than what the Jews invested in Europe before their death and their slaughter. They were more powerful. The Rothschild family, the Barings family, J.P. Morgan, very powerful institutions. It didn't stop anyone from killing them. When the time came for Hitler's Nazi to kill them, all the Jews were butchered and were slaughtered. That gave us to the Holocaust. So it doesn't matter. Today they're in Israel, doing a lot better than they ever did in Europe. Because there is one thing that is paramount in life, that is the dignity of existence. If you have no dignity, where you can be spotted at will at any time, of what benefit is your wealth and your money?
Sir, we saw on the social media a map of Biafra that captured the southeast and part of the Universe. Do you agree with this geography?
Yes, because it's been there in the map since 1425. Biafra has been there for all to see. Why was the coast of the land of so-called South-South named Bight of Biafra? And why was it changed? That tells you all you need to know. It seems there is a deliberate ploy to conceal our history from us. And that's what we're fighting against. So, South-South as they call it today, people don't know that the man that reminded us that our name is Biafra is an Ijoma, Chief Franco Pigo. These are the original Biafrans. So Biafra is not an Igbo concoction invention by the Igbos. It was actually a South-South person who came up and said, your name is Biafra.
Yes, in case a referendum now comes in and leave Biafra as a landlocked country, will this still satisfy you?
When you say landlocked country, I'm sure you know that Igbocha, which you refer to as Port Harcourt, is an Igbo territory. Are you aware of that? Aikweres are the Yorubas. No, Tom. Is Nyesom Wike Yoruba name? Is Chibika Meche Yoruba name? So how come the landlord? So when our father Chivonia Wodo talks about the 7 Igbo-speaking states, River State is amongst them. Oh, we don't know that? So this propaganda that we are landlocked is far-fetched. It is not possible. We are not landlocked. There are a few other places I can tell you, even in Abia, that isn't landlocked, but I won't tell you yet.
So it is becoming somewhat clear that governors of the states, of your states, I mean, are not comfortable with the Biafra. What do you intend to do to bring them into your strategy?
By making them face reality and the truth of the matter. There is a problem we have, not just in Biafra, but across the board in Nigeria. Not under my tenure syndrome. I call them the Nnamds. Like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who was a very ardent, vocal proponent of the National Conference, but on getting into office, all that died down. Now, I want to understand what is it about black people that they lack what I call intellectual consistency, to stand on something based on your principles and you stick to it without changing. People get into power and they want to remain in power, and because of that, anything that could conceivably impact in their own understanding negatively on their enjoyment of their tenure in their office, they're against it. Do we have good roads? We traveled some roads to get there. Were the roads fantastic? You see how terrible they are. But people are more concerned about being voted into office. It's my turn. Oh, can they wait and do this Biafra when I'm gone? The next person coming in will say, oh, is it now my turn that God has blessed me with this position that I want to enjoy with my family, send them abroad, have all the fun in the world, that you're coming and doing this Biafra. So they're very selfish. But some of them that understand are now coming around to realize that a Biafra will serve the interest of everybody, including non-Biafrans.
I want to take you on. Nnamd election is around the corner, and we see IPOB has a very large followership. My first time of coming to this part of the country, we see a lot of youths, wanting that Biafra, that thing. But you talked about the election. There, I saw it burning in you that there will not be an election there. Can we just, don't you think out with a force going to contest for public office to take over this state or part of the southeast, don't you think it will help in the fight against issuing a great Biafran nation?
No, because it's a trap. They want to lure us into electioneering so they can rubbish me and rubbish IPOB in the process. What will happen is that I come out and say I'm supporting candidates A or B. We go and vote, but INEC will write the result in Abuja. If INEC can come out today to guarantee me that there is a free and fair process, guaranteed by observers, then I will allow the elections to hold. Because I know for sure that they will manipulate the results in Abuja. That is why I said no to it. I want somebody to be in government house in Oka. But the fact of the matter is that whoever IPOB votes for, the government will install whoever they want. If I complain, they'll tell me to go to tribunal. Isn't that what they do? They did it to Ojukwu. Ojukwu is our grand leader. Who am I compared to him? I'm not up to a thumb, his nail. But he failed an election in his father's compound against Nnamd. Why did he fail? Because the powers that be said, yes, come back from Ivory Coast, come and contest. Oh, that thing you've been pursuing all this while, come into politics, we discuss it, we negotiate. He won, and he was rigged out of that very position. They didn't want him to go to Senate. It's a trap. They want IPOB to come and vote. Once we finish voting, they will say, who did IPOB support? They will say, Mr. Ifeanyi Chukwu. They will say, okay, we give it to the opponent. And that will be the end of us. It's a trap that I read many, many years ago, and I won't allow IPOB to fall into it. That is why we said no to elections. And there will not be any elections in Nnamd State.
So I want to find out from you, how do you get involved in this agitation? And what is your movement relationship with Masop and Uwaziri?
This is what I was born to do. I've been against injustice and evil from a very early age, and I will continue to be. When I mean injustice, I mean injustice against everybody. I paid for lawyers to go and fight cases of people who are wrongly accused of belonging to Boko Haram. I don't care where they come from. I do not care where they come from. I make sure there is justice served across the board. That is why I do what I do. I don't do it for any other purpose than to see the enthronement, or should I say entrenchment, of fairness and equity amongst us. I don't want anybody in Sokoto to suffer. I don't want a poor man in Taraba State to suffer. I don't want somebody in Meduguri to suffer. What for? I want everybody to be comfortable. But we cannot be comfortable in Nigeria because our value systems are markedly different. The way I want to solve a problem as a Biafran is not how a Fulani man may want to solve it. When I talk about self-determination, a Fulani man says it's a call to war. How can I be self-confident with you? When I say give me a referendum, you say it's a hate speech. So that means your understanding of simple words is even difficult. Then how can I be in the same country with you?
Should Nigeria agree to restructure and develop powers sufficiently to states, would that be enough for you to stop all this?
No, because the states are created artificially to divide the people. We restructured in Aburi. I'm sure you've forgotten. Aburi was about restructuring. Who didn't know that? Did Nigeria keep to the terms of the agreement reached at Aburi? The answer is no. So how are you sure? Jonathan convened them in 2014, asked them, come chart a way forward for us. And the report is still there gathering dust. If they had any good intentions, why didn't they bring it into play to say next Fridays? Will show you guys been going for a national conference for God knows how many years? Why didn't they realize that there are, you know, the people suffering is not just Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, no. There are other minor, tiny ethnicities who are also suffering. When people talk about the northern president, which is basically Hausa or Fulani in the case, but not Hausa man has never been president of Nigeria, the Yoruba presidency, Igbo presidency. How about Igbo presidency? How about Tifu presidency? Are they not human beings? How about Jukun presidency? How do you cater for them? If we say we're going to rotate, that means that people will live and die for nearly 200 years. In fact, 400 years. If you adopt the system of rotation before certain ethnicities can ever taste the presidency. Is that how to function as a people? People lie to themselves. You want me to be in a country where Fulani headsmen come down, rape, pillage and kill? Because the Inspector General of Police is a Fulani man, they're not arrested? What sort of country is that? What sort of restriction are you talking about? There are entrenched injustices that needs to be looked at before people even have the mindset to talk about restructuring. And restructuring along state lines where you went to Eboma, divided Eboma into three. Part of Eboma, which is Igbo land, is in Delta, part is in River State, part is in Imo State. The Eboma family in Imo State is not Niger Delta, but the one in Rivers is Niger Delta. The same family, the same name, the same Igbo people. And you want me to agree to restructuring along state lines? It's not possible.
If the president should invite you today for a discussion, what would you like to tell him and what would you like to get him?
For their own good. For their own good. They better give me a date for a referendum. For their own good.
On the last note, you don't continue to allege marginalization. What are the elements of this marginalization?
We came through very bad roads. The kitchen cabinet of Buhari, there was no one there. In the substantive cabinet, there are very, very few people there. Complete and utter marginalization. There is no federal presence, none whatsoever. We pay to go to school. In certain parts of the north, they don't pay to go to school. They bribe them to go to school. Is that how you're supposed to run a country? Now, can you tell me why you will score 4 in Gombe and you go to Unity School, whereas here, you need to score, is it 136 before you can go to some Unity School? Where is the equity in that? Every graduate in the north has a job to go to. Every graduate in the north has a job to go to. Why not the same in Biafra land? Why is it that you take all the oil from southern Biafra, which you call Niger Delta, and there is no tangible development? all the workers employed by the oil companies are people non-indigenous to the ground. What is oil discussing?
All right. What is your strategy to realize Biafra in a legal and constitutional way? Or are you saying you are ready to work?
The sooner people understand this, the better for them. Biafra has nothing to do with war. It's only people who are being disingenuous, people who are seeking to blackmail and frighten people into submission, that is always happening on about war. Biafra is about a referendum. That is the most legally sound.